Hey everyone, welcome to Gadget Talk. Yeah, we're on a Monday because the reason why, well, I have actually a job thing I got to do tomorrow night. But we wanted to make sure that we were able to do one right at the beginning of this month. Well, tomorrow, next month.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in Australia, it is it's June 1st, so we're okay. It's just, so we're all right. So yeah, it's a mystery show. Got something really cool, a surprise for you. You do not want to miss it. But we got to take care of a few things here in a second. But first off, Chad, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Nice Monday. I got to sleep in today, actually. I didn't have to take a nap before the show.
All right. So
nice
you
holiday.
get up really early, like at 4 is sleeping into. So
2. Yeah, 4 o'clock sleeping, and I get up at 2 a.m.
Right. So you slept until 4 this morning?
No, 5.
Oh, 5. Wow, you even got an extra hour.
It's
Wow.
sleeping in. It's sleeping in.
Of course, I know everybody's going, wait, that's sleeping in?
Yeah.
But before we even get to our sponsors, I want to say today is Memorial Day here in the U.S. And to all those that have lost somebody this last year, just remember that, don't reflect on that you've lost somebody, but reflect that, celebrate their life and that they truly lived. So that's something that my dad said today while we were over for our barbecue. So just think of that. All right, so let's go ahead and take care of our sponsors. If you'd like to become a patron, click on the Become a Patron link on the front page of the Geocache Talk website, or head over to patreon.com/Geocache Talk for more details. Patrons get the now famous blackout coins and other geocaching items during the year. Support levels start as low as the Bison Tube level, which is only $3 a month.
Logwork, the creators of the fantastic logbook, made with genuine Write in the Rain paper. The logbook's designed for the micro containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who'd rather go caching than doing cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
All right. And of course, we cannot forget Chromia Print shop, who does all our shirts and has our shop up there where you can get some of the coins. And just remember, the coins that are available right now, when they're sold out, they're sold out. And what I understand, the Gadget Talk coin is running very scarce right now. I know Gary does not have any of them. I think I might have a few stashed.
I have a couple stashed. I let him know that I have a couple.
But I have some events that I'm going to here in a couple of beginning of next month, or no, not next month. Let's see, June, July, September, October, end of September, October timeframe. I got some events that I'll be going to, so I'll have those with me there. The easiest way is to go to geocachetalk.com and click on the shop, and it'll take you right to Chromia Print. But something that was really cool, Chad, and I've seen them already in the chat room tonight, is that we got an awesome
email. Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and read it. And I think
we're losing your volume there. Your mic's cutting out.
Is it? That's crazy. All right.
Either that or my headphones are cutting out.
Okay. Just let us know in the chat if my volume's cutting out, because I can hear myself. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Dave. I will get it out to you. It's been so crazy. I've every week I'm like, I gotta get these things out. So yeah, I'm trying to get it out this week. I promise you. But all right. So here's the letter, and it comes from our friend Darren Archer, who is in the chat room right now. DRRN Archer, and so he says, "Thanks to you guys in DJW House for the fabulous Simon kit. I placed my first Gadget cache, GC9BYA9, and it's still with the reviewers. With a significant crime and vandalism issue in the area, I decided that this cache needed to be as mogul-proof as possible. I ended up installing a surplus stainless steel electrical enclosure on my office external wall and tether the cache to the enclosure using a modified TV wall mounting bracket. The attached pics, and I'm going to go ahead and bring these pics up. So here is the actual of the modified this
stainless steel container. That's right, really cool.
That is a really great container there. That is just really awesome. The ammo can, then if we go and look on the inside, of it. So here's the actual ammo can opened up. So it is actually tethered to the enclosure by using a modified wall mounting bracket. So let's see if I can see it a little bit better there. So you can actually see the TV wall mounted bracket right there, and that is just super cool. The ammo can simply swivels out to the playing position and folds back. And once it's done, and so here is the once it's done, goes right back in. I posted a video on my Instagram, and we'll share that later if we want. But I've also ordered some engraved labels to replace some temporary paper ones that are already peeling off. Yeah, and thanks again for the push needed to get a gadget cache out in the wild. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring up this Instagram page real quick.
As I say, yeah, let's share his Instagram page.
So here it is. Well, I actually have it here, and so here's actually a video of how it actually works. So it's opening it up. Really cool. Let's see if there's some sounds.
Yeah,
should be hearing some sound here. So here's how it just swivels out, and that is just. I mean, I hadn't even thought about doing one like that. What about you, Chad?
No, I haven't thought about that at all. That's a really unique idea. That's cool. I might have to steal that idea.
Yeah. And there's a better view of what it looks like from the back to the ammo can. So that is just super cool. Thanks, Darren, for sending that out to us. That's what we love seeing, and that is just so cool.
And thanks for buying one of those kits. That really helps us out a lot.
Yes.
You know, we made them. Dave made them. We're just distributing them for him. You know, it does help us out with some of the costs. It brings some stuff back to the podcast, which is nice.
Right. And Pathfinder Charles, it says favorite point automatically right there. And then Tricache says that is secure. Okay, good. Thank you, KC11. I'm glad I sound good to you. That might not have sound right there. Anyway, just find our way, class act. So, and then Houston Dave says nice. Direwolf says looks nice. So, and yeah, and Chad, yep, just finding a way says Chad's taking notes. So, but yeah, so that is just really cool.
Chad, Tricassius or me?
Both, probably.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody is. So nice. I like it. And then we have another one coming out here. Actually, I'm imagining by the next podcast, we might have another
ammo can.
Another ammo can, different game.
Yep, which means we'll have to do another build video, Chad.
Yeah, we can do that. That's easy enough.
Maybe
one more show I have to think about.
Yeah, exactly. But also don't forget this month's challenge is to put a sound module into a cache. And guess what I got in today? I got one of my sound modules right here. And that's not me singing, please. Thank you, but that's not me. That's actually the sound that came with it. So that's one of them. I have another one that has two different sounds that you can do with it. It's a multi-push. And then I also got some other ones, which I got to work on getting power to. And I have them somewhere here on my desk. Oh, there they are. I just opened up one. And it comes with has the speaker. I can get that to focus over my face. So there's the speaker to it. And then on the inside, it has the chip. And Dave, I may have to send you a message about exactly how to get this one wired up in case you've used this. But it's got a multi-push. And it actually already has a microphone on here as well. So you can just record it. Your audio
you should be able
right
to hit the red button and record right
to
you
hit it there and it's just getting the power to it. But I don't want to necessarily use their push buttons here. I want to add a different button or a switch or maybe what we're talking about tonight.
Yeah, those are micro switches too, so they might be wired a little bit different.
Right. Yeah, it looks like it's got the 4 pins on the back. So so that might be a little bit different. But there's a section over here. See if I can get it to focus once again. Underneath my finger, where it looks like those are some pins that may go to those buttons itself.
Yeah,
I notice that it's corresponds, so there may be a way to do it into there. But as what we've said before, when you're doing gadget caches and building caches, sometimes it's just experimenting. And I actually got 3 of these for like $9, so I can't beat that. So
I'll have to see that. I'll have to find that link and get
I will. What I'll try and do is I'll put that link in last week's show notes. So we'll see how that works out.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah. So it says good idea for a Star Wars / Star Trek themed cache. That would be kind of cool. Have the music playing in the background, and that'd be really cool. What's Gary saying?
I still think
Streaming
Tricache
cache
needs
month.
that. Yeah. Tricache still needs to add that to his fan that you got to drive down the road and just have it screaming.
No, it's like the Three Little Pigs. Whee!
Yeah, something. Needs to do something. But that'd be fun. We need to have him on maybe to build one of those on the show live.
We do. I want to see how that's done. I mean, I know the concept, but seeing him build it would probably is a lot more fun. So.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Chad. So what are we talking about tonight on our mystery show? Kind of sprung this up. Yeah, you thought we weren't really planned, but yeah, we actually do have a plan. It may not have been at the moment when we were writing everything out, but we do have a plan for tonight.
Yeah, we had a couple different thoughts for the show and they fell through, so we came up with a different concept, but that's fine.
That's right.
This is fun too, and I've actually thought about this for a while. I have this on one of my caches in Adventure Labs, or lab caches is what it used to be for events.
Okay.
But we're going to do some touch sensors. Capacitive touch sensors.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So what they look like is I have a couple different brands here. They look like this.
Okay, let's go into
focus. There you go.
That looks good.
Yep. And then I have these come in a pack of them here. You just break them apart, but these are just a different brand, a little bit smaller. I actually use these red ones more than I do the Adafruit ones. But anyway, now you can use these. These are just a button, right? This is a normally open button that you have. So you can use this in place of any kind of button you have on a cache.
Okay.
It really is no different. The nice thing about it is if you put it on a cache that's outside, you don't have any penetrations in the cache or the wood or container, whatever you're putting it in, to get weather in it.
Okay, so you don't have to put this on the outside of a cache to do it. So how thick does it have to be, or has it have to be really thin? So we're talking plexi, or what are we talking about?
Yeah, it'll go through 3/4 inch plywood. So
holy cow,
I have mine on 1/4 inch. I have mine on 1/4 inch plexiglass, and that's no problem reading it.
Oh wow.
So, and I'll show one of mine that I have that's an adventure lab or lab cache here too that I did on it. So, and if you watch, probably I think Josh has it on one of his videos, so you probably have seen it in the past. So really simple. I mean, this is a really easy concept to do.
Right. I'm gonna go ahead and bring your build cam in
because it's just it just replaces a button. So let me add batteries to this. I'm just running 6 volts on this here. So same concept. You know how we've done the 7-segment displays.
Okay.
On here, and instead of pushing a button, you push the touch sensor, and it lights up. Right.
Right.
You let go, and it turns off. So, yeah. I mean, pretty simple concept there. You could use it for LEDs or anything like that you want to.
That is just really cool, because I love the idea that you could do this without even it's a momentary switch. It's a different type of momentary switch is what it is, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. And you can have on the out, the inside, and you don't even have to see it. So you could actually have a cache where, I don't know if you say a tot is required, but they'd have to fill around a box to find it. You could have like a hand scan type of box, and you can have them in 2 places, 20 feet apart, and each person has to touch it, and then the box would open.
Right. You do a fake fingerprint
relay,
scanner. Fake fingerprint scanner. Have it on there.
Exactly.
If you're a real cacher, touch here and it will open.
Yes.
That is really cool.
So, anyway, we'll have the source of it on our. I haven't sent it to Derek yet, so we'll put the source of it on the show notes.
Right,
but their Amazon things are not very expensive at all. They're very inexpensive. Yeah, so that's using a 7-segment display. You could use LEDs with it as well.
Okay.
If we hooked up the LED to the 7-segment to the power here.
Would it work with one of those latches, like the 6-volt latch? Would it do the same, or or
It
would it
would.
fry it? Okay.
No, I haven't tried it with a 6-volt latch,
Well, maybe
but
we
you can
try
just
that
always
tonight.
you can use the 6-volt. You can always put a relay on it, right?
Right. And that's
So if you touch this, the LED lights up too. So same thing, right? You let go, LED turns on and off. Same concept. So what I noticed though is if you have it too close to electronics, at least this one, sometimes it will want to kind of
do like a
flash a little
flicker
bit
thing
and then
Yeah.
shut off. Yeah, like that. There you go. And so if you pull it away, then I don't have that issue. This is the first time I've noticed that issue though, so it could just be a bad sensor. And these ones required to be soldered up. So I could try a different one too. These don't have pins in them, so I got to solder new ones to test it. But
the red
so
ones don't
they're
have
labeled.
pins?
They don't. They have the holes, so you can either solder or wire directly to it. They have the holes for either the pins of it. I don't know if that will focus. I'm just too close. Anyways, you can see the holes for the pins. Sorry, there's the delay in my build cam. Anyways, that you can either solder pins in or solder wire directly to it, whatever. These ones here come with the pins in it, and I've just unsoldered the pins if I needed 1 out of 90, like these.
Okay. Engineer 42 asks, what is the current rating that they can switch? Do you know?
Let's see on here. I always use on mine. I'm using 6 volts, and then anything bigger than that, I run it through a relay.
Okay.
So this will switch up to your 6 volts. I've not tried to burn one up though. I guess I could, but that's a good question.
Let's try it. Let's burn it.
Let's try and burn it up.
Let's see what happens.
I don't have I bought these things like 5 years ago, so I don't know if I have any information on them. But anyways, I run one through a relay if I need more than the 6 volts for it.
Okay.
Which is not a big deal. You just need a separate power source for the higher voltage,
right,
on it. So, well, we're getting people here asking technical questions. I'm going to start reading this stuff more, be more prepared. Well, it's actually good. It's a great question.
It's a gret question, and it's Engineer 42, and something tells me because he's an engineer.
Yeah. So you could run.
Pizza Ninja says, "Give it the smoke test."
Yeah. You could run one of these. This is a pump.
Okay.
I don't know if you can hear it running.
Yes, I hear it.
But yeah, this takes 3.7 volts to run the pump. You could pump something up if you wanted to add pressure. And then you could run, if you have a separate power source with the relay, you could run a smoke unit. So this is a fan powered smoke unit.
Okay.
So the fan turns on and pushes the smoke out versus one that burns and then the smoke comes out by gravity or just floats out.
And Martin's asking, what are those switches called again?
They're a touch switch.
Touch switch. Okay.
And it says right on them, capacitive touch switch.
Capacitive touch switch.
So, or sensor, I guess they call them sensors. Sorry.
Okay.
So it's actually sensing you on it.
I'm going to see if I can find a link for it right now as we're talking, and I'll drop it into the chat as we're going through this.
Yeah. And then, so really simple. You could run those. Anything bigger. So you could run your relay through it. So before I do that, I can show the one that I did here.
Okay.
It might be a little bit big for my build cam. Try and lift it up a little bit, but here, I'll just show it.
There, I got it there. I was there.
Oh, you got it?
Yep. I'll go to the. I will switch to the other one.
Okay, so this is a hand scanner box that we mount to a wall. This was actually originally built for a movie theater for back before there was Adventure Labs. There was lab caches for events, and it actually sat inside the ticket booth. So you just put your hand up to the glass, so it actually went through the glass and the plexiglass, and you'd get the code word.
Oh wow!
The thing, and so if you see it, it says. Let's go back to the big one here, just to, real quick. It says identification required, and then it will give you a code up here.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So,
okay, I did find the red ones with that, so you'd have to add the switch to it. You know, it's you get a pack of 20.
Yeah,
Okay.
they come in.
It's a pack of
They're not
20
really-
for $6.99.
Yeah,
So let
inexpensive.
me, yeah, very, very, very affordable. And I did see your blue ones now, but this first one, oops, this first one I'm grabbing right now and dropping into the chat is the link for the red ones. And now I'm gonna go back and grab the blue ones that you had there. And there's several other different touch ones too that I'm looking at too. I mean, it's basically what they use for a lamp dimmer. So if you can figure out, there's different ones. This is a 10 pack of the blue ones, and now these already have the pins soldered into them. So that's the difference between the red ones and the blue ones. The blue ones already have the pins soldered into them, but this is a 10 pack, and it is $7.49. So, and there should be the link for that one dropping into the chat right now.
And on these, I'd make sure that you put them in a cache where someone brings their own batteries or you have power. The red ones, nothing lights up, nothing stays on, but I'm sure they're still drawing something.
Okay.
The blue ones actually have an LED that stay on all the time when they're plugged in, so that would drain. So this one here, back to the build cam, is plugged in. So really simple. It's a hand touch one. You just put your hand on it. It'll light up the screen. Think about it, and then give you your password. Right.
Right.
I don't know what that code was. It must have been. It was something for some event.
So this one's actually run through an Arduino itself.
This one is, yes, because this is because it's using a screen in a code. So the power's coming in, then it's turning the Arduino on, which is why your screen stays blank for a second because the Arduino's starting up. Okay. If you used an Uno, it would probably be instant, but using the Nano, it takes a second for it to think.
Okay. And I am pulling up the specs right now we're asking about what, and this is on the blue one, the product description. So if you want to see the specs on it, I'm pulling them up right now, and I will zoom in on this so you can see it. And this will help you out. So, and I'll see if I can get it all in this. Get it in here. There you go. There's the actual specs on the blue one. So 5.5 power supply, 5.5 VDC. Output is 0.3 VCC. The high is 0.8 VCC. So for those electricians out there, you understand that much better than I can. Power supply voltage, it says typical 3 volt. So so there you go. That's on that one. So I hope that helps on that. I hope that answers your question, engineer. So just if it doesn't, the links are in the chat. You can click on that and you can see if you can find any other information on there as well. So, all right.
Cool. Take this off here.
Sorry, and I'm looking off trying to read some of the chat stuff, and
I keep doing the same thing. And my computer, one of them's over there that I keep. People see me looking to the side. I have a separate computer over here.
So Audie's just joining us. Welcome, Audie, saying I'm joining late. So what's the mystery? You missed it.
I don't know. Yeah, you missed it.
You missed the mystery. No, the mystery is that we're talking about. They are a sensor button, touch sensor buttons, and what you don't even have to put a button on the outside of a cache. And Chad was just showing us a really awesome hand scanner that used these, and I was thinking that. I was also thinking if you had multiples of these. Now, in the hand scanner, did you just have one, or did you have multiple in there?
I was trying to think about that. I built that thing a long time ago. I can open it and see. I think it's just one in the middle.
Okay.
But here, actually, I can plug it in and run my finger across it and see what makes it turn on. I think it's just one.
Okay.
There. But I'd like to do a teamwork one where you actually had these hand scanners in a box that opened,
right?
And you had to 20 feet away or whatever.
Well, I was even thinking of one if we could do it with a latch, like one of those the electrical latch door latches that we like using so much. You put your hands on both sides. You maybe have the fingerprints on both sides, so you're holding it, trying to juggle my microphone, and you hold it like this. Put your fingers on the fingerprints, and the door opens, and hopefully it doesn't smack you in the face. But because I'm really against caches hitting people.
Yeah.
But I think that would be really, might be another way of doing teamwork.
I have one in it in the just the bottom of the palm.
Oh, okay.
It's where it's sensed at. So
Right down here at the
I
bottom.
don't know if you can see it turn on, but yeah, right here at the bottom, and it turns on. So
Okay.
just
one, but still, that is just such a cool idea. I love that, and then just once again another way. And I really like that this will actually sense to 3/4 inch wood. I mean, that's. I wonder what it would do for the PVC wood, or not PVC wood, but PVC board.
boards.
Yeah.
I have
that's
one
pretty
here
dense
I can
too.
see, but
Tom says I have ideas for Texas Challenge going through my head. Do they consider gadgets for that, or is it just? I mean, Tom, I know there's ideas running through your head. I just didn't know if it was referring to this particular build. And Martin says cool graphic. I think he's talking about your hand scanner graphic. That's really cool.
Martin made that for me.
Oh, good job, Martin.
Back before I got the plotter, it was at his house, and so he made the graphic for me. He did a good job.
Yeah, it does.
I sent him pictures of Martin. Does it for a lot of stuff for me. I send him pictures of stuff, and he just creates it. Hey, can you make this for me?
I know the feeling.
So, he hasn't failed me yet, but now that I have the plotter here, it's easier for me to do some stuff here. So here we go. This is a 1/4 inch piece here.
Sorry, Pizza Ninja says you should do a cache called Spray in the Face, and when you open a container, it sprays you until you touch the spot to stop the spraying. I think that might make a few people mad, but for an event that would be great. But you also end up running out of that spray at some point.
So it doesn't work through 1/2 inch plexiglass, but it looks like it will go through 3/8 on here.
Okay, I'm pulling up your build cam so we can see it.
Oh yeah. So I did another piece of 1/4 inch. This is 1/4 on here. Did another piece, and it didn't scan, but this is a 1/4, and this is a 1/8, and it turned on. It just did. Now it doesn't want to. That's weird. There we go. It definitely is harder to get the scan through that.
Right.
And I would think that the PVC, if it won't go through that, if it's a hard time through that 1/8 inch plexi, I don't know how well it would do on this. I don't see anything.
Well, you may have to take the plexi.
Yeah. So I think if you had it right on it, and I might be able to take one off here and mount it on the back of a board and see, but anyways. You have to mess with it. I know wood. I did try it on wood, and I know I put it on some 1/2 inch wood, and it works fine. But they claim 3/4 that will go through.
Okay, because I mean, with the price of wood, that it's just absolutely skyrocketed. I'm definitely using a lot more PVC board right now. Actually kind of like it. I really like it a lot because I think it works really great in a lot of different areas, and you're not going to have to worry about the shrinking and the swelling that you do with wood. So they've changed it from maybe being sprayed, but to about a puff of air, kind of like then came back here and says like in an eye doctor, which is the worst part about going to see the eye doctor is doing that pressure test.
100%.
Oh my gosh, you're sitting there just waiting, like, is it going to hit me? When's it going to hit me?
I'd hate to blow something in some cacher's eye then and having kind of an issue.
Yeah. So
it's cool.
So Tom's answering the question that I asked before about Texas Challenge, the switch and how to use it to get the flash drives out to the team captains. Okay.
We'll have to do some talking about Texas Challenge next year.
Yeah.
I can do some pretty good stuff.
So Gary's saying PVC board is great as long as you know it will leave some dust behind. Some dust? Make sure if you're using it, wear a mask. Some other tips were kind of tape it before you cut it. A lot of times that may help keep it down. I'm going to be cutting some tomorrow, so I'm going to probably try the tape thing tomorrow, see what it does. Because I am back in the workshop this week working on a cache. And guess what I'm adding to it, Chad?
Well, sound.
That's right. I'm adding sound to it. So I'm going to try.
I know that because we talked about it before the show.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm going to probably, it's not going to be this one. I can actually do it. Where's the button? There it is. It's not going to yodel at you, but I am going to be using one of these sound modules, and I am going to be changing it up from this button that's on here to something else. I almost wish I had, which I'm probably going to order it tonight, maybe, but I'm probably going to be ordering some of these switches,
The
and that
touch
maybe that's going
sensors,
to be
yeah,
a
they're
commit.
nice.
So
They're fun. So yeah, you would just have to run your VCC and your ground.
right,
So VCC's power, and then your ground, and then a sensor out to is the switch.
right.
So not too hard to wire up.
No, not at all. So that's going to be a lot of fun. All right. So what other ones do you have there, Chad? Or do you have any other that we could?
Yep. I have one here, and this one we will run off a relay. So we were talking about a relay and using a switch, a 12-volt
Okay.
relay. So we're running the 6 volts to activate it. And then we will...
Sorry, no dire wolf. It will not be a karaoke cache.
Yeah. So we'll run our 6 volts to activate it, and then you have your relay here, which is really easy to wire up, and it's running the 12 volts. So you have 12-volt power going in from the wall. You can do 12-volt battery, whatever you want to use, which will then activate the switch. So when you wire it up, right, you have your power going to your switch, your VCC and your ground, to your sensor, I mean. Once you push the sensor, it will tell your switch to activate, right, over here, your relay. And so on your relay, you have power coming in, which is in the middle. So on the relay, you have, let me grab a different one here.
Now, another way that you could maybe have the power so it's not pulling is also add a reed switch in there as well. So when you open up the door to like a birdhouse or something like that, then it actually starts adding power. Then somebody wouldn't have to necessarily bring the power with it, but you'd have to have a way for that reed switch to work.
Correct. Yeah. So you'd cut it between from your battery source to the switch. Yeah.
Right. And I have one of those here.
Yeah. So on your relay here, you have your in. So this is your low voltage. This is your switch power on this side here. It's hard to see, but it actually says S, which is switch, and then positive and negative. Okay. And that's your low voltage going in. Well, I guess 12 volts technically low voltage, but that's your power from your sensor going in. And then on this side is you can run these up to line voltage. You have your line voltage going in, just your hot, right? Your ground is going to be going to your whatever your switch is. So on this one, you can see it goes right to the relay here, or not relay. I'm sorry, the solenoid latch. And then on this side here is normally closed. Okay. And this side is normally open. Right. So if you want your whatever you're powering to be shut all the time, then you'll be at the normally closed and normally open if you want it to be open and then activate. Okay. So okay, so that's pretty much it right here. So we have our 12 volt going in, and then our power going out, 12 volt going out to the solenoid. You got your ground separate. You got all this here hooked up. Really simple. I mean, no Arduino or anything, right? You got your 6 volts going in, running this. Kind of a mess of wiring here. And then once you touch the sensor, it activates the latch.
And of course, there is a delay on there. So
there's a delay on the camera. Yeah.
Right. So just to clarify, you have 12 volts going to the relay itself too.
12 volts just going to the relay. There's no 12 volts going here. This is only 6 volts. Okay. So that activates the relay, which tells it to switch whichever one is connected to, either normally open, normally closed. And then it activates the latch. Now, if I was to switch this over, which I can do.
Okay. So what are the wires coming down from the top? Okay.
That's our power. So I made it a lot harder than it needed to be, but
well, I also see some extra wires coming off the relay too. That's why I was trying to figure out where those were coming. Are those just loose?
No, these are just these.
Okay, those are going there, but then there's some.
Oh, off the relay?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So here I can explain it. It's really simple. Okay. So we have our power coming in, right, from your batteries, right? And I just have them running over here. I could have, with these, just actually I could have gotten rid of, not ran all this. I actually thought I was going to need more. I could have just stuck them in. Okay. In there. So yeah, I have my positive and my negative coming from my batteries, and we have one set of positive. Here, let's just wire this real quick. Be easier. So we have our positive and our negative. So we'll use green for negative. So we need to run our on here. You can see it has ground, VCC,
Okay.
and switch. So I'm trying to read that. It's too old for me to read. I'm too old. So our ground, we're going to run a ground to our sensor.
Okay.
We can actually run it. Well, we'll just run it from here. And then we're going to run a ground to our relay.
Okay.
And on the relay, like I said, it says on it, it has a plus, minus, and S for signal. Right? The signal is telling it to open or close or to activate. So ground, which one is it, the far one? And then we have our positive will be orange.
Right.
And that will go into our VCC.
Okay.
Turns the light on as power. This is the one that always stays on. And then we're going to run one as well to the positive on our relay.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're going to run a signal from the sensor to the relay that will activate the relay, right? So it's just saying, yes, I'm activated. Go ahead and flip the switch, whatever you need to do.
Okay.
So when you touch it, you just turns on. So, I mean, it really is very simple to wire up.
Okay. So we see the wires are running up to the solenoid. Is there what's the ones coming off the relay going down? So
these ones?
Yes,
these ones.
those coming down that way.
This is your power. This is your 12 volts to activate
the
solenoid, right?
Okay.
So this is your switch. This is switching your solenoid because it's a different voltage, so you have to use a relay.
Right. Yeah, I see the relay, but okay. I'm trying to touch
it's
the
just
screen.
Going out. I have a barrel bolt here, or a barrel plug.
Okay.
Right, that plugs into the wall.
And that's okay, and that's adding the extra power that you need right there.
Correct. It's a 12-volt relay coming out of the wall.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get, because we weren't seeing. I just see these wires coming down below, and just make sure that everybody was catching that.
Yeah. So the power going in, which is going to be your VCC, it goes to the middle of your relay, right? And then you have your normally open, normally closed.
Okay.
So you normally open, normally closed. So if you want it to be activated all the time, you'd hook it up here, and it will stay activated. And when you touch this, it deactivates it. Should. And then on this one, the normally open does not activate it until you send it a signal.
Okay.
That's what I have hooked onto. So pretty simple. And that could have door. This can work with any of the latches, 12 volt, 5 volt, whatever you want to do.
Right. Romacat says this is really great. I had no idea how easy it would be to wire a solenoid latch with a sensor switch.
Oh, super simple. This is one of those things that when you see caches, especially something like, any of them, mine, anybody's, and they're doing these fancy things. They have these doors opening and everything. You think they put a lot of time and, it's really complicated. And it's really just this simple to make this work. And this works with anything. I mean, we just have it on the touch sensor right now, but you can put a regular button on it. You can do, any of our builds that we've done where it has multiple buttons to activate it.
Right.
Any kind of switch, any kind of button or switch you want to do. As long as it can send it a signal that it needs to open, that's all you need.
Right. And I'm going to try and pull up, I love that solenoid. I've used that solenoid on a build before. So I think that's really cool. And I have some of those relays here as well. And I'm going to see if I can find them, and I'm going to drop those into the chat right now as we're doing this. So
they work good. The only issue I have with them is when they activate, the door doesn't open on it. And so some people don't realize the door's open.
Yeah. They have to pull it open
on it. versus the trunk locks that we use on a lot of things where it pops open.
Right.
It's open, right?
Yeah.
When that thing pops. But that's the only thing about this, and this is a lot harder to mount than the other one. If you buy one of these solenoids, buy it with the door latch part. Let me show you.
Yeah, I made the mistake of not doing that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you built one of them.
Yeah. And what's also really cool about those is that there's a way, and I don't know if it was the same one that I got or not, but you can actually take it apart and actually turn the way it latches too.
Yes. Yeah, they're actually very simple to take apart. So if you buy one, make sure you get the door mount part with it. If not, you got to make something up. So sorry.
Yeah, and I'm looking for right now. I'm on our favorite place, Amazon, and I am looking for one with the door mount itself. I'm trying to find. I see a whole bunch of solenoids, but I'm not seeing. Maybe I could say solenoid with door mount.
So, Caching Dead New York mentioned about adding a spring. You can, and I've tried this, and the issue is you put much pressure on this latch,
right?
It doesn't want to go. So you got to make sure you have just a really light spring on it. If you put any kind of pressure on it, well, now it's working okay. Now it's not. So, anyways, it's not reliable to me that way. They also make them. This is a smaller 5-volt version of it, so a lot smaller. And then they make
the 12-volt. Yeah, the 12-volt for a 2-pack, and I'm looking at here. Well, you can get a single. Here's one. One, but I'm not seeing that this has a latch for it or not, and that's what I'm trying to find. See if it's in here. But for a 12-volt, you're looking at about $750 for a single.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the chat, but I'm still looking for one that has the latch itself.
Yeah. And then there's a smaller one here that's just a pin that comes out, right? It's not an angled latch.
Right.
So you just drill a hole and go in it. The only thing is they need to activate it to put it back into its space to the latch, to the hole.
Right. I have one of those.
Has the angled side on it, which I have it upside down right now, but you can flip it around. This is the right way, right? If you push it in, depends how your door was mounted. So it would automatically just push in and latch again.
Right.
On itself, like your regular door.
Now I just did find, well, this is even a slim one. Same solenoid as it's a 4-piece mini electromagnet solenoid lock. And I'm going to put this one in there as well, but this is a slim one. This is a 4-pack that you can get.
That's this one right here.
Yeah, I had just put it up on the screen. But that is
that's a 12-volt too.
It's a 12-volt as well. And this one is getting the link for you guys right now. And these are affiliate links, so this does help the channel out if you click on these. But this is a 4-pack, and looks like it's only like $19. So, and that may be a sale right now. But yeah,
so Roomba Cats on here said he thinks you can buy the relays with the angled side and the other side as well. I think he's talking about the solenoid latch. Yes, you can, but these are reversible. I have it glued down. I'm gonna pop it off. Just hot glue. All right, so this comes out of here, and it's probably all glued together. There we go. It comes out, and you can turn it around. So it has mounting holes either way. So if I wanted it to be this way, just take it out and mount it that way. And now your angle is this way. And the screw holes on top, it comes with 2 screws in it to mount it.
Right.
You just got to line those holes back up right there and then put the screws back in and it's set. So you can adjust it anyway. And then I've also taken this apart to turn it another way as well if you want to, but you don't need to. You just need to take the 2 screws out of here. And you can either put it this way or this way. It doesn't matter. It's up to you.
Right. Yeah, I'm still looking for one of those latches, and I'm not seeing one that comes with a latch. I wish I could. There's I can see different casings, but not the hasp or the latch or whatever that one's called.
The hasp on that comes with it to lock.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
Or some people call it a strike plate. I don't know. That's your call. So, okay. So that's how simple that these relays are to use. And you can also get these you can get these 6-pack, 8-packs of relays to where you can do multiple relays in one. So they come in 2, 4, 6. I think they come in by 2 by that number of relays that you can put in, and it's all on one board. But anyway, and they're not that expensive. I don't know if you can. Did you pull a relay up?
Yeah, I did pull the relay up, and I'll pull it back up again. No, they're not that expensive at all. They are. I put in the link, and they're already in the chat. You're looking at. There's a 5-pack for like $9.
Yeah,
and I know you can find. Then there's some other ones. There's a 5-volt, 12 volts. I think I put the 12-volt one in there. No, it was a 5-volt, 1-channel relay module board shield. So it's what I put in there in the chat itself.
Now, if you have the relay hooked up to your Arduino and you're running a screen on it, you need to add a diode to it because it will actually end up messing. It'll send some voltage back to the Arduino and it'll actually make your screen go. It will be gargled. I had an experience with that for a long time. Trying to figure out how to fix it, and it was as easy as adding a diode to it.
And that's great. And if on say the same thing with doing the 7-segment display, if you want to run one segment, 7-segment display with multiple numbers on it, you have diodes in there as well, and that does the same thing. The difference between, for those that don't know, a capacitor, not a capacitor, capacitor. No, not a capacitor. It's I just drew a blank on it. A diode was like a one-way door. It only goes the current will only go one direction, whereas a resistor, that's the one I was trying to think of.
Non-directional.
Resistor goes both directions. So for the LED, because I've burned up a 7-segment display just like that at one time. You have to have resistors on there. So you can have a resistor and then a diode so it doesn't run back the other way. So you can do multiple numbers on a single segment display. And I actually have a video of how you can do that on my channel Behind the Cache. So you can actually see how you can do that on there. So,
yeah. The resistors are not directional and the diode is. So you will burn it up if you have it in the wrong way.
Right. Inductive kickback is what Engineer 42 said. Thank you very much.
We need to get Engineer 42 onto the show to do something for us at some point.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Let's see what he can build for us and see what he can kind of really do on there. That would be really great. So if you're up for it, send us an email, and you could do that by sending us an email to gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com. So you can go do that and send us an email. And if you, once again, we're going to go back to our build for this month to add a sound module. So if you have a build that you're doing the sound module to, and you want it to be featured on our show here at Gadget Talk, send us an email as well with the build and let us know at gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com. And actually, let's see here. The next show, what's the date of that? Chad, I'm going to have to pull up my calendar.
Boy, you're asking me everybody's asking these tough questions tonight that we should know.
I know. Well, I'm asking. Let's see here. The next show is going to be on the 29th. I'm going to be in your neighborhood, but I'm going to be down probably in Goldendale, Washington at that point. So, and I don't know how the signal is there, so it'll be interesting. But I'll actually be mobile on that event because we're actually going out to Washington should be later this month, but in June. To go check out my wife's grandmother's birthday is July 3rd. So we're going out there for like her 86th, 87th birthday. So we're going out there to see them for that. And so, but yeah, I'm looking forward to actually getting to do some of your caches, Chad, later this month. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Plus, I finally get to do the ape cache. I've already made the arrangements to make sure that we're getting out there to do the ape cache there. Anybody that wants to join me to go get that, I'm going to try and figure out what days I'm going to be going to do that cache. But anybody that wants to meet me to go do the ape cache, if you're in that area, send us an email. Send me an email, gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com. I'll get it there as well. And we can go do the ape cache together. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And, that goes for anybody, though, on emailing us about a build. If you have an idea and you want to come on and show other people how to build it or talk about it, just send us that email, because we're always interested. And it is tough to come up with builds or ideas for shows.
All right. So yeah, very important question. Caching Dad's asking, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Would a woodchuck a little bit of a wood, or would a woodchuck chuck a lot of wood? I think a woodchuck would chuck a lot of wood if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
7.6 quarts of wood a day.
But it's not really a woodchuck. There is no such thing as a woodchuck.
That's just what Alexa says, something like that. She'll tell you.
Yeah, she will. So you can always ask Alexa there. So always used to tease my kids about that. I was like, well, do you know the answer to the question? Well, what's the question? And I would go into that tongue twister for them. So, and it was kind of funny. So, Roma Cat says, what did we say? I might have to make a special trip for a chance to find the ape cache. Hey, that'd be a lot of fun. I'd love that.
Get a group of people together?
Yep. So I know we get in on the 27th. So it's either going to probably be, because we're going to be traveling south, it's either going to be on the 27th of this month or probably the 7th of July is where I'm looking at. Probably that's when that's going to happen. But yeah, we're working through all the finalization of the plans. We got our tickets today, so we're working on all the plans of that. So that's what it is. Yes, it's actually not a woodchuck; it's a groundhog.
Yeah. If you get cold easy, take a coat, because in the middle of that cave, it's cold.
Right. And I've seen videos of it, and I was texting you earlier.
Tunnel, I should say, not cave.
It's dark. I was texting you earlier. It's like, okay, so because with Jess just having hip surgery and taking the kids, okay, how long of a hike is it?
It's long. If I just had hip surgery, I don't know if I would.
Well, she's doing a lot better than what she was at Mean Go. She's trooping it out.
I think it's like 2.1 miles each way.
She might not make that one.
There's no way around.
No, that's what I understand. But yeah, it's 4 miles, 4.2 miles. But I'm gonna have to get out and do some more walking before that time frame. But I like I said, told my mother-in-law, it's like, I'm that close. Last time we were in Washington, it was missing. I'm not going to miss it this time. So.
I would say get it this time versus next year for the 2022 event, because there's going to be thousands of people probably trying to find it that day next year. So, and I hear they only are going to let you go one way through the tunnel because of how many people there'll be.
Oh, wow. So you have to go one way through the tunnel, then walk all the way, long way around? Or are they going to have buses to bus you back to the other side? Or do you know?
They were talking about busing people from the other side. So.
Roma Cat's saying, I would love to get on the show and teach everyone how to make resin casting for high repetitive gadget cache parts. The safety cows, Cryptex rings, gears, and so on. Yep. All right. Sounds great. Let's do it.
He's on the list.
You're on the list. I'm got it here. Making the list right now. You're on it.
Tell us what day you want to do it.
Yep.
On the 29th, we're doing the build show.
Or
the challenge show. And then if he wants to come on the next one, that's fine. Or whatever. Send us an email.
Which the first and the next, I'll still be in Washington.
On 7/6, you'll still be here?
7/6. Yeah, I'll be 7/6. I'll still be there because I don't fly out to the 8th. So I don't know. I might have to make a trip up there, and we might be actually on the show in one location, Chad.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So
come to my little shop.
Well, we got a cache to work on too. So I don't know. We'll see. We got to work out the plans and see what's going to happen. I know for sure the 7th we'll be traveling back because we fly out early morning on the 8th, and we're going to be staying overnight, and then we're flying in on the 27th. And we're getting in there at noon. So, but yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. So I'm looking back through here. Casting would be cool from Engineer 42. Sounds like you need to bring a golf cart. If you got one, meet me there, Martin, because I know you're there. And we'll drive through with a golf cart. Sounds great. Good questions, Hugh. There might be a video series as well. I'm trying to figure out what questions Hugh was asking.
Hugh up here, it said, side note, what would be a good beginner's book on these electrical stuff to learn for someone with zero knowledge? YouTube.
YouTube. No. I'm sure they make an electrical book for dummies. I should find it.
There are. And then you could look up some. I have some Arduino books and stuff, but I mean, it's pretty. I use these at work, and so it kind of was something I knew about. I don't know any good books for it. I'm sure
behind the cache video build on location.
We could probably have David come out with something and sell a kit with different parts.
That would probably be really good. And maybe Engineer 42 seems like he's pretty good at this. There'd be maybe another one.
Yeah. So someone who can actually teach it that knows way more than I do.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I'm just starting to get to where I'm soldering and I'm not burning my fingers anymore. So that's always a good thing. But
yeah.
All right. So
nice.
Looking forward to the 29th. Is that what we said? The 29th is the next show. And that is at the end, and that's going to be our build show so all of those that, once again, send us an email if you are doing the build of the audio, putting a sound module into a cache, much like this, but it doesn't have to yodel. You can come up with whatever you want to do. And we showed last week in the last video, we showed how you can use these, and we got links in there. And I'm going to be adding some new links to some of the new sound modules that I got recently in there as well. So I have this one, and then I have one that you push the button and it does two different files. And then I have another version, another type of MP3 that can do it. All of them will do about 120 seconds. So it's a really, really cool way of doing these. And I think it really does add so much to a cache, and I cannot wait to put it in there because I'm not going to tell you because you'll just have to watch my video this week. I've been thinking about it since we did the show. How can I do this? I ordered the parts that night and they came in. Some of them came in actually today and some of them came in yesterday. So I've been really thinking about how I'm going to be building this, and can't wait to get back into the shop. It's been a couple weeks since I've been in the shop. It'd be kind of nice to have a little bit of a break, but ready to get back in the shop and build something.
I like Ryan's idea of you can come over here and do a behind the cache video build for my shop.
I like that too. I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun. Sure we could figure something out pretty quick.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
So I want to see your CNC machine. That's what I want to see.
So do I.
So, all right, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for all the interaction in the chat room. Been really great. A lot of great questions tonight. The Tricache says, thanks for the tips and tricks. I now have more notes to add to my zip bag of ideas, which we're still trying to get.
I need to get my hands on that Ziploc baggie somehow. When we go out there, we'll have to go to his house and then somehow distract him.
Yeah, great show. Hey, are you going to Gilby Goes Wild?
I haven't decided yet. It's initially on my plan. We already looked at flights and everything, but I haven't decided. Okay, I'd love to go.
Well, so that's when you could swipe it. Just saying.
Take copy. Just make copies. Just take a photo. Take camera and just take photos so he doesn't even know.
Get one of those little micro cameras. I mean, I know we carry them in our pocket all the time now, but still, be like a little spy. Gadget spies. Dun, 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 dun.
Nice.
So, but all right, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun. And I've realized when I'm actually standing at my desk, I have a lot more energy, Chad. I'm not as tired as I was last week. So I will always be standing once again. I could be sitting down for the show. But this has been a lot of fun. A great insight. Love the sensors. And I'm going to Chad's going to be sending me some more of the notes as well. And I'm going to be putting the sensors into the show notes. And so that way you can go ahead and get those links on there as well. I will have that up by tomorrow. But you can just go to geocachetalk.com and you'll see where this video was on the screen itself. And right underneath there's a build notes, and it'll be called Mystery Show. or you'll see the button and I'll have the date on it as well for the tonight's show, and you'll be able to find the build notes for that. But thanks for joining us. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and always think about becoming a patron. It really does help the channel. Go to the store. Don't forget to buy your coins, because if you don't get your coins now, you're not going to get them.
So I think we only have like 4 Gadget Talk coins left.
Ooh, so get that Gadget coin now. If you already have one, get another one, and maybe, I don't know.
We're not remaking them. So
we're not remaking them. So get them now, or not going to get them at all. So keep one and sell the other one, or trade the other one for another coin later on. So, but once again, the easiest way is to go to gadgettalk.com and click on the store tab at the top, and they'll take you right to Chromia Print. So, but really
perfect.
Great show, Chad. Look forward to being out in your way later this month. And so, any other final words, Chad, before we jump out?
No, that's it. If you have any ideas, send us some emails. If you want to come on, send us an email. Pretty simple. We're not. It's very easy to come on here. We're not. We don't require a bunch of information. We just kind of make it up as we go. So
yeah, and don't be afraid. If it wasn't for the chat, right? And if it wasn't for the chat room, the show would be a lot shorter.
Yeah,
because we feed off.
And if it wasn't for Derek talking, because obviously I'm not one here to sit here and talk all night long.
Oh, you do a phenomenal job, and your builds are phenomenal. Like I said, I can't wait to get to do your caches at the end of the month. So, all right, everybody, we will see you on the next show on our viewer builders of the sound module.
Yep.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.